C'est un honneur pour nous d'accueillir ce sommet pour un nouveau pacte financier mondial.
As you are considering a new finance pact, let's put people above profit.
And Emmanuel, I've left you for last, because privately I call this the How Dare You Summit. How dare you? How dare you upset the order? How dare you step out of your crease and summon us all to this inflection moment? There is now the beginning of the understanding that poverty and climate cannot be separated, that education and climate cannot be separated.
En 2023, plus de 750 millions de personnes ne mangent pas à leur faim. Et des dizaines de millions de personnes supplémentaires sont en train de basculer dans l'extrême pauvreté.
For Kenya, for example, we pay $10 billion every year to service our debts. If I had $10 billion every year for development in Kenya, instead of paying debt, it would make a huge difference.
Les propositions qui nous ont été données, c'était des maturités de crédit faibles, des taux d'intérêt élevés, 12%. Il a fallu qu'on donne des garanties personnelles. Dans des cas comme ça, nous donnons des garanties immobilières. C'est-à-dire, si le projet ne marche pas, on est mis dehors.
Il y a 4 éléments très simples que je voulais poser en début de cette conférence. D'abord, le premier principe, c'est que jamais aucun décideur, aucun pays ne doit avoir à choisir entre la réduction de la pauvreté et la protection de la planète. Deuxième principe, chaque pays doit choisir souverainement son chemin. Troisième principe, nous devons assumer un choc de financement public. Et puis le quatrième principe, c'est qu'on a besoin de beaucoup plus de secteur privé.
Our job is to eliminate poverty, but on a livable planet. Today, we are announcing a comprehensive approach that significantly expands the World Bank's toolkit for crisis preparedness, response, and recovery.
This is my announcement. We have reached 100 billion on lending of SDRs. That was our target from 21. We have achieved that target.
Unless and until we come out with a fair, equitable, and judicious formula of distribution of resources, financial resources, this world will never live in peace.
I am pleased that the principle of solidarity expressed in Hiroshima resonates at this summit meeting in Paris.
We argue, and you will know strongly, that we now need a universal vulnerability index. We've had 100 years to do this. We now have 10.
Notre défi est de développer des marchés de crédit pour la biodiversité qui peuvent soutenir les peuples et la planète.
Now we have concessional for vulnerable middle income.
I'm determined that we do it by giving them quality of life and giving them jobs, because it is the best way to drive a nail into the coffin of poverty. That's the only way.
That we'll be announcing $50 million in new investments for the Blue Orchard Latin American Caribbean Gender Diversity and Inclusion Fund.
MDBs are leveraging machines. So let me end here with a call for us, the MDBs, to work together to scale this type of instrument, which is a very pragmatic, palpable thing to do.
But I think it's really important to know that nature and climate are not two separate things. Mother Nature, Mother Earth didn't create all this list of acronyms. It doesn't recognize them. It sees nature, including climate, as one ecosystem.
So we're actually thinking about how do those who are impacted and affected by crisis play a bigger role in actually determining the types of funding they need and the locations that it needs to go to.
Les trois sujets, écologie, sociale et démocratie, sont trois sujets intimement liés si on veut avoir des solutions efficaces.
We are saying we want one that does not bring the baggage and the toxic conversation of North versus South. We do not want a conversation that is going to take us to developing versus developed, emitters versus non-emitters. No.
We find the performance of bank accounts where women have been given assistance are actually doing very well. They never become non-performing assets.
So in all these systems of architecture, we're not just now talking about the needs on climate and the needs on development, but how do you pull women in, not just to the conversation, but to change policies?
Nous allons signer aujourd'hui, en tout cas nous venons d'avoir un accord avec le G7 à travers le JETP, Just Energy for Transition, où le Sénégal s'est engagé à monter à 40% d'énergie renouvelable à l'horizon 2030.
So by and large, the message from the African continent is now clear. We're on board, okay? We want to join the international community. We don't want Africa to be left behind.
For us to be successful in what President Macron wants to do here, we have to have regulators in the room. So here we are, touché.
We are determined to engage with all stakeholders and all market participants to make sure that private capital can be mobilized to fund low-income countries and especially to support them in the energy transition.
In the Global South, we have a lot of money available, and in the Global South, we have a lot of projects which need finance. So it's our goal is to bring together those two parties, right?
So let's be imaginative. Let's build a task force that can look at all these financial possibilities, these sources, whether it is a tax on transaction, on the financial transaction.
Let us agree to pay the aviation tax. We have no problem. Let us agree on the shipping tax, and we want to pay. We don't want anybody to pay for us. We want to pay our percentage.
I wanted to propose is that we look at global carbon pricing, because that could, of course, generate much, much more funding. Only 4%, only 4%. It's almost nothing. But these 4% have already generated last year $55 billion.
Voy a poner el Fondo de Clima como institución, que ha sido hasta ahora raquítico. Unos ingresos adicionales que tendrían que salir como una taxación a las transacciones financieras mundiales.
In March in Gabon, we had the pleasure of joining President Macron, the Rob Walton Foundation, in announcing a seed fund of $100 million just to get started, to jumpstart this process.
Il faut donc faire profiter des pays comme le Niger des instruments de garantie de financement auxquels nous pouvons prétendre et réduire les primes de risque excessives.
Les prochains mois qui seront marqués par des rendez-vous internationaux, c'est l'occasion pas simplement d'être d'accord sur un constat, mais sur des actions à entreprendre pour tenter de modifier la manière dont on se comporte, la manière dont on agit.
So my expectation is that we will agree in Paris and we will conclude in Nairobi.
The people of the world are watching what you do here. Please remember the people, we, the people.